Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna share with you how you can structure your sales calls. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Aleksandar and I'm the founder and CEO of Titan Agency, and we're a digital marketing agency that specializes in helping e-commerce brands generate more predictable and consistent revenue through social media advertising such as Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Google, TikTok, and we also do email marketing. And as I said, in today's video, I'm gonna share with you how you can structure your sales calls. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So as you can see guys, here I've opened a Google Doc which I'm gonna use to structure today's video. So going into the sales call, there's two things that we need to learn. Can I help the prospect? And can the prospect afford our services? And you're gonna structure your meeting around those two questions. So let's imagine we're just entering the sales call. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start, of course, with some small talk. So with the small talk, don't overthink this. Most business owners would have been in tons of meetings like this, especially if they're a big business. They 100% have been working with other agencies. So they've been in these sales calls, so just keep it cool, ask a couple of questions, potentially based on the conversation you had over Instagram or email or whatever method you use to reach out to them. So I'm just gonna list a couple of ones here. So the obvious one is the weather. The next one is where they are based. The third one, you can also ask them about the pandemic and how and did it affect them a lot, and that should be enough. Then right after that, just go straight into the meeting and give them your structure. So you're obviously not gonna tell them I need to learn two things, can I help you and can you afford it? So you're gonna tell them how this meeting is gonna go. I'm just gonna ask you a bunch of questions to understand where you're at currently, what problems you're facing and where you want to go, and then to see if we can actually help you to get there. And also don't forget to record the meeting, because you can study it later on to see what you could have done better. And obviously I usually ask for permission. I've seen a lot of people just start recording right off the bat and wait for the prospect to join. But I always wait, I go through the small talk, I explain the meeting structure, and after that I'm like, can I record this meeting for training purposes for me and my team? And I've never had someone say, no, that's not okay. They'll be cool about it, so don't worry. And now, let's get into the actual questions. So the first question I always ask prospects when I get into the meeting is about their past experience. It's really important to know if they've worked with an agency before, because if they have worked with an agency before and they're gonna tell you, yes, we've worked with an agency before, the results were great, but their communication was really bad. This is gonna show you that they really value communication, so if you start working together, you need to step up your game in the communication side of things. You can also later down the meeting, when you start pitching your services, you can explain them what you do in terms of communication, so you can actually show them that you care and that you are better than the previous agency. And I of course cannot give you all the questions that I'm gonna ask about past experience, but this is dependent on each individual. You can also ask them, if they've not worked with an agency before, you can also ask them, have you done ads before? And if yes, you can also ask follow-up questions, which platforms? And if they tell you, for example, Facebook or Google, you can ask them, did it work? And if they tell you no, you can ask them why. You can try to find out what's the reason their ads didn't go so well. So you can see how, based on their answers, you're gonna go even deeper and deeper and deeper. The next thing I'm asking is their current marketing approach. Now, of course, if you've done your research correctly, you would know what they're using, but I always like to hear it from their mouth, because they might be thinking we're doing really good on Pinterest when they're posting once a week, for example. So you need to ask them to see from their side of things what they think they're doing good, what's their current marketing approach, what they're trying to achieve, for example, because they might tell you, we have recently started TikTok, we're trying to grow our following there, we need help there. So with their current marketing approach, you're gonna try to find where the gaps and what you can improve on what you're currently doing. So these are the two questions that probably you're gonna spend the most time on. So past experience and current marketing strategy. And then again, following the structure of past experiences, when they answer you, what platforms do you use? When you ask them what platforms do you use, and they tell, for example, Facebook and Instagram are our main ones, you then ask them, what do you have a specific strategy there? Are you using Reels? And you're obviously gonna know the answer to that, but you can ask them, because if you ask them, are you doing Reels, and they tell you no, and they're gonna say, because we don't have an influencer to do the Reels, we can't do them in-house, or we are shy in front of camera, and so on. So you always ask the questions, even if you know the answer. Even if you think that business owners would think that you haven't prepared for the meeting, you can tell them, you can form your question in this way. You can tell them, I saw that you have a couple of Reels on Instagram. Why why you're not publishing more. This way you show them that you've actually checked their Instagram profile, checked what they're doing and prepared for the meeting, but you're curious why they're not posting more. And again, based on this, based on the answers on their current marketing approach, you're trying to find out which gaps can you fill and how you can help and what you can improve on. So based on this, you're going to offer your services. Because, for example, with us, we're now offering, as I mentioned to you earlier, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, Google Ads, and email marketing. So by asking them what is their current marketing approach, I can find out they are not doing email marketing, they are not doing Google Ads. They're doing a little bit of Facebook ads, but they're not working. So based on that, I'm going to form my offer later down the line. So again, this is going to be very specific to what services you're providing with, what niche you're targeting, etc. But this is the general structure I'm using. The next thing I like to talk about with the prospect is about their products. So we have product info. I'm gonna ask them about manufacturing, shipping times. Shipping times is usually gonna have it on the website, but ask just in case. Then we have profit margins, and last we have new collections. Okay, so let me dive into all of these individually. So with manufacturing, what you're gonna ask is about where they manufacture their products, how long does it take from manufacturing to shipping to their warehouses, so they can ship, because you're gonna find out a lot of businesses have a couple of best-selling products. Because we're working mostly with clothing and jewelry brands, some of our clothing clients, they have, let's say, 5 to 6 bestsellers. Once those bestsellers are out of stock, if the business owner didn't predict it in time, I didn't order the products, we might spend 1 or 2 weeks without the best-selling product in stock, which is gonna result sales dropping a little bit because the bestseller is out of stock. So this is something you need to keep mind of. How long it's gonna take from product being sold out, from ordering to delivering to the warehouse and then being available to ship. Shipping times, very self-explanatory. Profit margins, this is key. This is really key to ask because it's gonna allow you to calculate what kind of ROAS you need to be doing in order for the business to be breaking even and making profits. And I'm gonna quickly give you the formula on how to calculate break-even ROAS, so you know what kind of ROAS you need to be generating your customers in order for them to break even. So let me just write it here, break-even ROAS formula. The way you calculate it is you go 1 divided by the profit margin in percentage. So for example, if their products cost $100 and they have 50% profit margin, which means that you're gonna get $50 profit from that. So their profit margins are 50%. So you go 1 divided by 50 and then you multiply it by 100. And this is gonna equal, I think it's gonna be 2. So 1 divided by 50 is gonna come to 0.02, and then when you multiply it by 100, that's gonna come to exactly 2. Okay, yeah, so anything below 2 ROAS, they're losing money. And if you're generating them 2 ROAS, they're breaking even. So anything above 2, it's good. And the last thing is new collection. So usually when businesses drop new collections, and this is for clothing, for example, but you can have new collection products if they're selling something else. Usually when a business has strong following and engaged audience, every time they drop new collection, new products, they generate really good sales. So this is gonna help. This is gonna show you what their cycles are. You can also ask if something sells out from the old collections, do they ever restock it? If it's a good seller, or once it's sold out, it's sold out. So you can ask all of these bunch of questions to understand a little bit more about their business. So the next thing I like to talk about is Shopify Stats. With the Shopify Stats, I always ask about their revenue, traffic, average order value, conversion rates, and returning customers. Don't be afraid to ask these questions, they are completely normal. You need to know this stuff. I've never had a business owner object sharing this stuff with me because they will know that for you to help them, you need to understand their business more. You'll also be able to price your services based on this and have an idea of how much they can actually afford. The next thing I ask is their business goals. This is pretty self-explanatory. And then after that, I go into how I will help them. And then here, when you explain them how you will help them and what services you'll be providing with, explain everything. So what is your structure, how it would work, what's your onboarding process, and show some case studies. Show them that you've actually done this before. Now, for those of you that don't have clients just of yet, Of course, you won't be able probably to show case studies that are yours, but try to be confident, explain them your structure, show them how you can actually help, and be confident. If you're confident, they won't ask you for case studies. And the confidence will come from actually knowing how to generate results for your clients, because if you don't know how to generate results for your clients, I'm not sure if you need to be in that meeting to pitch them your services. And that's basically it. I usually give them two options. In our agency, we do provide performance-based pricing and just flat fee, whatever the business owner finds works better for them. I'll also try to create videos on how to prepare for the actual meetings and how the actual sales pitch goes for me and what works for me. So if you're interested in this, please let me know down in the comments. But guys, that's basically it. Thank you for your time. If you found value, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out get these videos out there. If you want to see any type of videos, please let me know in the comments. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.